Welcome back to our Moonlit Fantasies Simplified Journey, and let's get started.
Facing the imminent threat of the massive dragon, our protagonist, Makoto, found himself in a dire situation. The dragon's fierce fangs and unpredictable movements left Makoto in a panic. The mysterious mist created by the dragon added to the confusion, obscuring Makoto's vision and making it challenging to strategize. In a desperate attempt to survive, Makoto considered three options. His instincts guided him towards a plan involving evasive maneuvers and counterattacks, but the dragon's overwhelming presence made it a daunting task. As Makoto grappled with fear, he weighed the possibilities of dispelling the mist or resorting to a rapid and random offensive strategy. The pressure intensified as the dragon closed in, leaving Makoto with little time to decide his next move, uncertain of what the outcome might be. Meanwhile, the mighty dragon, Shen, planned to overpower his opponent with the power of a Sora. Considering himself invincible among dragons, Shen aimed to use his mist to drag his foe into a world where he held absolute dominance. However, his grand plan faced an unexpected obstacle. The elusive human, Makoto, managed to evade capture and counter Shen's attacks, leaving the dragon puzzled and vulnerable. As Makoto unleashed powerful magical assaults, Shen's confidence wavered. The dragon's invincibility crumbled when Makoto, with an unknown divine blessing, pierced Shen's defenses, leaving him wounded and enraged. Shen's perception of Makoto shifted from prey to a formidable adversary, recognizing the human's extraordinary strength. Shen, now wary and desperate, considered the possibility of divine intervention, questioning if Makoto was under the protection of a god. The once confident dragon found himself facing an unpredictable and perilous situation. Bewildered by his unexpected defeat at the hands of the human, Makoto questions the mysterious power that now challenges him. Despite Makoto's unassuming appearance, he unleashes powerful blows that leave Shen in shock and pain. Struggling to comprehend Makoto's strength, Shen contemplates his humiliation and the unfolding events. Makoto, determined and resilient, surprises Shen with a dangerous technique, leaving the dragon in dire straits. Shen resorts to using his powers over mist, attempting to manipulate illusions and trap Makoto. However, Makoto, ever vigilant, detects Shen's plan and cleverly counters, catching the dragon off guard. Shen's emotions range from humiliation to determination as the battle unfolds, ultimately leading to a desperate move. Shen do all its best to trap Makoto on illusion. After a moment of struggles, it finally did trap him on Illusion World. On the Makoto side, he finds himself back at the archery club, questioning how he ended up there. Realizing he is still in his uniform with a bow in hand, he recalls practicing alone after everyone else left. Despite his initial confusion, he engages in archery, hitting the target successfully. Thoughts about the upcoming change in club positions and uneasiness about becoming vice captain occupy his mind. As he contemplates, Hasegawa, a diligent Kohai, approaches him and expresses gratitude for his hard work. Makoto, unaware of Hasegawa's lingering concern, learns that she stayed late for a special reason. Hasegawa, hesitant and fumbling with her words, reveals her undisclosed goal, leaving an air of uncertainty and curiosity between them. And suddenly she was confessing her feeling for him. Caught off guard by Hasegawa's sudden confession, Makoto grapples with the unexpected turn of events. Confused and surprised, he questions her motives, discovering that her previous claim of having a boyfriend was a ruse suggested by friends concerned about her interaction with Ibuki. Makoto, still bewildered, recalls incidents where he tried to avoid any misconceptions through minimal skinship. Apologizing and expressing his desire to start dating only when he genuinely falls in love, Makoto rejects Hasegawa's proposition. However, Hasegawa, determined, suggests a trial period, leaving Makoto baffled by the unexpected and game-like nature of the situation. As Makoto tries to navigate the awkwardness, he encounters Higashi, who inadvertently witnesses the scene, adding to his discomfort. Their conversation highlights Makoto's uncertainty and Higashi's concern, revealing the complexities of teenage relationships and emotions. Makoto reflects on Higashi's qualities, describing her as having a friendly and boyish personality that makes her approachable. He admires her popularity and healthy appearance, appreciating her body proportions and considering her an attractive girl. While pondering his own preferences, Makoto reveals a secret ranking of ideal girlfriends within the school, with Higashi positioned at the top. The mention of a secret older sister ranking adds humor and insight into the dynamics of teenage relationships. Later, Higashi approaches Makoto with hesitation, revealing that she was offered the position of the next captain for the archery club. Makoto, initially surprised, questions the need for a reaction, leading Higashi to share her concerns and uncertainties about the role. The conversation unfolds with a mix of humor and seriousness, capturing the intricacies of high school relationships and responsibilities. Despite her sincere request, Makoto firmly insists that Higashi is more suited for the role, and he encourages her to believe in herself. Higashi, however, skillfully turns the situation around, suggesting that Makoto become the vice captain, leaving him in a dilemma. As they discuss club matters, Higashi drops another surprise by asking Makoto to be her boyfriend. Confused and caught off guard, Makoto agrees reluctantly. Higashi even casually mentions Makoto's ongoing testing period with another girl, adding a layer of complexity to the situation. Makoto, feeling discomfort and a sense of unreality, struggles to accept the unexpected turn of events, questioning the authenticity of the situation and the emotions involved. After deep breath and calm his mind, Makoto finds himself in a warped and illusionary world. Wiping away tears of regret, frustrated by the surreal nature of his surroundings, he acknowledges the danger of being trapped in illusions that evoke carnal desires and regrets. Determined to break free, he discovers metaphorical walls enclosing him in mist and decides to confront the regrets lingering in his heart. Expressing gratitude to an unseen entity named Shen for the reminder of his pitiful state, Makoto invokes magical power with heightened tension and directs his frustration towards his friend Ibuki. With a fiery sphere in hand, he passionately expresses his dissatisfaction and fatigue, unleashing his emotions by forcefully striking the metaphorical wall. This moment marks Makoto's attempt to overcome his inner struggles and confront the unresolved feelings from his past. After discovering this man from another world, overwhelmed by interest, Shen decides to release the man and attempts to make amends, expressing regret for the illusionary experience. Makoto Misumi reveals his origin and cautiously considers Shen's proposal for a pact. Despite initial skepticism, Makoto agrees to the pact, intrigued by Shen's eagerness and the promise of mutual benefits. The two form an alliance, and Makoto reluctantly acknowledges Shen's scheming nature while anticipating their future adventures together. With Makoto's agreement, Shen initiates the pact process, aiming for an equal partnership but facing unexpected challenges due to Makoto's extraordinary magical power. Despite the initial struggle, they settle on an 80-20 ruling pact, with Shen feeling a twinge of wounded pride. Overwhelmed by the process, Shen's consciousness fades, and he reflects on the excitement and joy of the upcoming century under Makoto's leadership. Grateful for the liberation from boredom, Shen expresses anticipation for the future and addresses Makoto with newfound respect as Misumi-sama. After a while, Makoto discovers two significant things in this unfamiliar world: a unique power allowing him to create areas with specific attributes and effects, and the knowledge of the world's limits, with him situated at the northwest edge. After a pact with Shen, turning her into a human form, they explore Asura, a vast, green realm created by the pact. Shen reveals concerns about Asura expanding gradually and shares the odd magical power dynamics of the place. Makoto, still adapting to the new environment, decides to rest for the night. The next day, as they prepare to leave the orc village, Shen surprises Makoto with the news that the orcs are relocating. After hearing that, Makoto is puzzled when Shen proposes bringing the orc villagers to their world, Asura, which she claims has become stable for habitation. Shen excitedly reveals plans for a mirage city inside Asura, alarming Makoto. Concerned about the potential dangers and unsure about inviting others, Makoto questions the sudden decision. Shen assures him that Asura is abundant and safe, convincing the orc chief and others to accept the offer. Makoto reluctantly agrees, only to discover that Shen intends to swallow the entire orc village to transfer it into Asura. Shen's enthusiasm for creating a city inside their world leaves Makoto bewildered and regretful of his pact with her, realizing that her desires and approach differ significantly from his own.
Meeting with Ima.
In a harsh wasteland, the Highland orcs live in a troubled village. They face a powerful dragon named Shen, who demands sacrifices, causing distress among the villagers. A brave girl, Ima, chosen for sacrifice, seeks help from a mysterious race known as the demon race. Despite her father's initial resistance, he eventually agrees to consider an alliance. As Ima embarks on her journey, she encounters a fearsome beast called Liz, but an unexpected stranger arrives and defeats Liz with astonishing ease. This stranger, a kind but unfamiliar figure, surprises Ima by speaking her language. Though initially fearful, she is puzzled by the stranger's claim of being gentle and kind. The encounter leaves Ima both amazed and cautious about the stranger's intentions. After a while talking, Ima finally started her story. With a heavy heart, he smiled and comforted her by "It's all solved by tomorrow." Although it's impossible to solve her problem, she healed a little bit relieved after hearing that. After a moment, they both fell asleep. The next day, Ima found a letter from Makoto, expressing gratitude and revealing a plan to face a powerful dragon named Shen. Ima, worried about Makoto's safety, rushed to catch up with him and convince him to reconsider facing Shen alone. Ima, who had accepted her impending fate, hesitated when she learned that Makoto wanted to confront a powerful dragon named Shen to save her village. Worried about the potential consequences, she rushed to stop Makoto, only to find him with a mysterious girl, who turned out to be Shen herself. Shocked by this unexpected twist, Ima discovered that Makoto had not only survived the encounter but also formed an alliance with Shen. The celebration that followed brought a mix of emotions, joy, and disbelief as Ima grappled with the idea of a brighter future under the protection of Makoto and Shen. The story unfolded with unexpected turns, leaving Ima and her tribe contemplating the prospect of migrating to a new and fertile land promised by Shen and Makoto, leading to a hopeful and exciting conclusion. After spending 2 days in Asura, Makoto reflects on his peaceful high school life and the overwhelming richness of his current experiences with the Highland Orcs. As the Orcs adapt to their new environment, Makoto learns about Shen's ambitious project to create a TV-like device that projects memories. Curious about the nature of memories, Makoto discovers that Shen can retrieve forgotten memories, leading to a mix of emotions. Despite the challenges, Makoto experiments with his magical abilities, creating a protective field named Sakai and obtaining a ceremonial dagger from the Orcs. As he contemplates the upcoming encounter with dwarfs near a volcano, Makoto studies the essence of magic and experiments with different elements, expressing his newfound interest in science. Makoto spends his days in Asura practicing magic and exploring his elemental abilities. Discovering his affinity for water followed by the dark, fire, and lightning elements, he feels excited about the possibilities. While living in a tent in the Orc village, Makoto finds a picture of his family and decides to use it to trace their footsteps in this new world. However, his thoughts are interrupted when Shen mentions an enemy raid. Confused, Makoto witnesses strange legs cracking through space, revealing a menacing creature with fangs. Frustrated and surprised, Makoto questions Shen about the situation, only to find himself facing an unexpected threat. The unexpected turn of events adds tension and urgency to Makoto's peaceful days in Asura. It was a huge pitch-black spider. Despite Shen's carefree attitude, Makoto grapples with the challenge. The spider, driven by insatiable hunger, attacks relentlessly. In the intense battle, Makoto cleverly uses magic and his dagger, managing to cut off one of the spider's legs. Surprisingly, the spider quickly regenerates the lost leg, revealing its formidable recovery power. Despite its resilience, Makoto lands a decisive blow, slicing off several legs. The spider, now weakened, stares blankly, controlled by its endless hunger. Makoto, determined to end the battle, prepares for the final strike, hoping to bring relief to both himself and the troubled creature. Then he tries a powerful attack on the giant spider, skewering it with magical arrows and causing an explosion. However, the spider survives, showing its incredible resilience. Despite Makoto's confusion and Shen's amused commentary, the spider seems delighted and absorbs the damage, continuing the fight. Frustrated, Makoto realizes the spider's ability to heal and absorb attacks. As the battle intensifies, the spider surprises Makoto with a sudden and swift attack, lifting him off the ground and injuring him. In desperation, Makoto attempts to defend against the spider's onslaught but ends up being bitten, feeling the burning sensation of his blood being sucked. The struggle continues, leaving Makoto in a precarious situation.
From Shen's thoughts.
The big, scary spider keeps coming back, even after Master's powerful attacks. It's like a never-ending fight, and the spider just won't learn. Master tries a new technique, using a blue mist and a special dagger. The attack is so strong that it makes everything shake, and even a big rock mountain breaks into pieces. It looks like the spider is gone, only leaving its shadow. Master seems tired but goes to check on the remaining shadow. He asks if the spider, calling it a pervert, has had enough. It's a strange and tough battle, but Master finally seems to have won. But he exhausts himself using powerful magic on this battle. Concerned for his well-being, Shen decides to carry him, but unexpectedly, the spider revives and expresses an unusual happiness. It turns out the spider has reason and speaks, sharing its delight at the intense battle. Shen, surprised by the spider's revival, kicks it away from Master, only to discover that the spider has a twisted sense of affection for him. The spider, fascinated by the pact between Master and Shen, attempts to redo the pact. Shen clarifies their relationship, and in the process, the spider undergoes a transformation, becoming a woman named Senpai. Shen, in awe of Master's unpredictable nature, continues to find him intriguing, and Senpai pledges her allegiance to him. The unexpected turn of events leaves Shen amused and curious about what will happen next in their journey with Master. After the spider's pact with Makoto, suddenly, everything in Asura has changed, becoming larger and more complex. There's a mysterious black forest on the horizon, replacing the green prairie that was there before. Rivers and landscapes have shifted, and Makoto is struggling to comprehend the transformations. As he wakes up in an orc-prepared tent, A girl with black hair expresses gratitude for the first time she's felt full. Makoto, confused by these sudden events, learns that the girl is the same spider he fought before, now transformed due to a pact. Shen, his dragon companion, is also present. Makoto, overwhelmed by the changes and unsure about the pact, reluctantly accepts the situation. However, he becomes determined to understand and manage the ever-evolving Asura. As he faces these unexpected challenges, a new character, a short and stout guy, enters the scene, giving Makoto a brief moment of relief and familiarity in this chaotic world. It was a dwarf named Barren and learns about the dwarf's ancient race. Shen, the spider-turned-girl, explains that they want to join Makoto's safe domain. Barren reveals that their homeland, though protected, lacks resources, and he asks to move his entire village to Makoto's realm. Makoto agrees, envisioning a future city, but Shen adds conditions like supplying tools and paying land rent. Barren willingly accepts, grateful for the safety and potential prosperity. The group discusses providing weapons and armor, especially for protection against the former spider, emphasizing the past threat. Barren leaves to prepare his village for relocation. The interactions reveal trust and cooperation developing among the characters. One morning, Makoto found his orc friends and 2 followers, Shen and Spider-Girl, excited about receiving names. Shen asked to be called by her new name Tomo, and Spider-Girl wanted to be addressed as such Mayo. The orcs cheered, but Makoto was confused about the fuss. Tomo and Mio then decided that calling Makoto Master wasn't suitable, and a unique title needed to be chosen. They presented 3 options, and through a lively vote, Young Master won. Makoto reluctantly accepted. Later, as they reached a town, Makoto encountered even more followers, dwarfs led by Barren, blue-scaled lizardmen led by Tomo, and spider-like beings led by Mio. The various greetings overwhelmed Makoto, who struggled to understand the different groups. The dwarfs, lizardmen, and spider beings all had their own unique ways of showing respect. As the introduction continued, Makoto faced the challenge of leading such diverse followers and wondered about the responsibilities ahead. The situation left him both amused and slightly bewildered. Makoto met Eldo, the elder dwarf, who seemed important. Eldo asked if Makoto had a mission from a goddess, but Makoto explained he was a victim thrown into the wasteland. Eldo found Makoto interesting due to his Mirage City and magical power. Tomo introduced her blue-scaled lizardman kin, skilled in water and wind, while Mio introduced Arki, her kin saved from starvation. Makoto was shocked when Mayo shared some mysterious energy with Arki. Eldo expressed relief that Makoto had no ties to influential powers and found him intriguing. Despite the unusual introductions, Makoto decided to head to a nearby human town alone, leaving his followers with instructions. He looked forward to finally meeting human beings after a challenging week in the wasteland. Makoto reached a small town and encountered a beautiful girl who seemed to be from there. Despite his friendly approach, she got scared and ran away. Curious, Makoto followed her and found himself in front of the town gates. However, the guards, including various races, reacted with hostility. Makoto apologized and tried to explain but was met with incomprehension. Suddenly, the guards attacked with weapons and magic. In frustration, Makoto ran away, feeling betrayed by the goddess who brought him to this world.
A castle somewhere.
In a grand throne room, the atmosphere turned heavy as the demon lord addressed his council about the awakening of the goddess and the summoning of heroes. The demon lord, displeased with the turn of events, discussed the plan of attack against the human territories. Despite the demon race's previous victories, the unexpected appearance of heroes brought concern. The demon lord, sensing the heroes' magical power, prepared for the upcoming conflict. However, another mystery arose as he sensed an unknown magical power in the borderlands. Perplexed by this, he ordered an investigation into this new threat. The demon lord contemplated the potential of this mysterious force, envisioning a chance to challenge even the goddess herself. Little did he know, the one causing this disturbance was Makoto Misumi, and his journey was far from over, drawing the attention of the demon lord and adding another layer to the unfolding events. Back to our protagonist. Now, there's a big problem for Makoto. His words aren't getting through to people, unlike when he talked with orcs, dwarves, and spiders. Even though his followers, Tomo and Mio, can speak the common language, Makoto struggles with pronunciation and understanding. He decides to learn by trying to converse with the residents of the city, but it turns out only he can understand himself. Orcs turn out to be the best at communicating with other races. The big issue, though, is that Makoto is unintentionally leaking magical power, making people uneasy. Despite a month of hard work, he can't fix the pronunciation problem. Feeling hopeless, he realizes he needs to focus on writing to communicate and rely on Tomo and Mio to understand others' emotions. The emotional tone swings between Makoto's frustration, determination, and a bit of humor, especially when he wishes for a maid with common sense to help him out. Then he decides to go on a journey, pretending to be a wealthy merchant's son who can't speak due to a mysterious disease. Accompanied by his bodyguards, Tomo and Mayo, they set out to explore the world and trade unique products from Asura.
Meeting with the demi-human Barren.
The old man is in big trouble, being chased by a scary spider called the Black Calamity Spider. He tries to fight back with his special axe, but the spider surprises him by eating it. Terrified, he decides to run away. And just when he thinks it's the end, a mysterious blue-haired woman comes to the rescue. She talks about some training and says the spider is a perfect opponent for someone named Misumi-sama. The old man is confused, but at least he's safe now, and the spider is struggling in the distance. Grateful, he asks if the woman saved him, and she responds in a not-so-friendly manner, hinting at some training or mission she's on. After the intense battle between Black Spider and a human, Barren, an elder dwarf, finds himself saved by a mysterious woman named Shen and her powerful master, Makoto-sama. Despite the shocking revelation that Shen is the Mirage Mist Dragon, Barren is eager to migrate to Makoto-sama's land, Asura. Intrigued by their abilities, Barren becomes interested in their equipment, realizing that even though they are strong, they don't use gear that matches their strength. Excited about the unprecedented opportunity, Barren shares his story with enthusiasm, hoping to join Makoto-sama. Barren offered to make equipment for Makoto-sama and his companions as a gesture of gratitude for saving him. As they discussed the migration to Asura, Barren revealed the Supreme Dragon Scale from Shen-sama as proof of their capabilities. The Elder Dwarfs were awed by the powerful trio, the Supreme Dragon, the Black Calamity Spider, and Makoto-sama, who effortlessly broke the weapons crafted for them. Despite the challenges, Barren focused on creating a cursed ring to hide Makoto-sama's identity and eagerly looked forward to crafting impressive armor that would impress the young master. Meanwhile, Makoto-sama struggled to communicate with humans due to his overwhelming magic power, adding a layer of complexity to their journey.
Return to our protagonist.
Makoto explores a new town with his companions, Tomo and Mayo, after successfully entering through the front entrance with a mask. The town, resembling a refugee camp, surprises him with its makeshift log houses and stone buildings guarded heavily. Despite being a hub for training and resource gathering, the atmosphere feels like a frontier camp. Makoto, posing as an heir of a trading company, notices the high interest in fresh fruits and vegetables due to their scarcity. He contemplates registering as an adventurer but decides against it, not wanting to disrupt the town's economy. Makoto is puzzled by the town's unusual composition. Only beautiful women seem to inhabit it. When he questions Tomo and Mayo, they innocently respond, leaving Makoto wanting a similar privilege. Later, 3 of them headed to Adventurers Guild to register as an adventure, but the receptionist questions Makoto's mysterious appearance. To explain, Mio fabricates a story about Makoto having a severe curse and being unable to speak. The receptionist reluctantly accepts the explanation, and they proceed with the registration process. The receptionist explains the ranking system of the guild, and Makoto learns about special missions and benefits. Later, Makoto asks about information on high-level adventurers and the rank for subjugating a creature named Liz. The receptionist provides details, and Makoto checks the high-level list, finding a top-ranked adventurer named Mills Ace. However, the paper they use for checking levels, Tomo becomes the top-ranked adventurer with a level of 1,320, while Mio surprises everyone with a level of 1,500. Makoto, however, shows a level of only 1, leaving the onlookers puzzled. Despite the attention, Makoto decides to keep a low profile and heads to an inn for the night. The story reflects a mix of surprise, confusion, and Makoto's desire to maintain a simple and unassuming existence. Then they arrive at an inn, but Makoto lost his merchant guild plate. He decides to use the name Kuzunoha Company and his adventurer plate instead. When they inquire about a room, the inn charges a high price, and Tomo cleverly exposes the innkeeper's attempt to overcharge them. The boy is left flustered, and they proceed to their room, discussing the expensive lodging. Makoto notes the remote location as a reason for the high price. They notice that basic items are cheap, while special and rare goods are incredibly expensive. Concerned about the pricing, Makoto suggests investigating the town's potential corruption. Mio is sent to the Merchant Guild to gather information, revealing that they need guild proof to conduct business. However, obtaining a reissued proof would require a month-long journey to another town. Makoto suggests using the commerce area to sell their goods for now. They also discover they are being followed, but Makoto decides to let it slide for the night. In preparation for potential trouble, Makoto asks Tomo to guard the carriage, leading to a humorous exchange about her role as Kaku-san. Leaving Tomo for guarding carriage, Makoto and Mio head to the dinner. In a noisy restaurant, Makoto is having an expensive meal with Mio. They attract attention due to their young age and the luxurious setting. Makoto uses his power to eavesdrop on conversations, discovering shady dealings about selling weapons cheaply and manipulating people. Feeling uncomfortable with the rich surroundings, Makoto reflects on the potential conflicts ahead. Mio, trying to fit in, struggles with table manners. Makoto contemplates the complexities of life and the possibility of harming others. As they leave, Makoto hints at a potential conflict and Mio eagerly agrees, unaware of the deeper implications. Makoto remains thoughtful, knowing that the future holds challenges and decisions he never thought he'd face. In the quiet night, Tomo is guarding the carriage when a group of troublemakers tries to steal from them. Tomo, eager for a good fight, engages with the thieves using her katana. She easily defeats them with her skilled swordsmanship, showing off her excitement for battle. However, in the process, she accidentally kills one of the thieves with a single swift strike, surprising herself with the efficiency of her attack. Tomo then decides to capture the remaining two, hoping to gather information about their base. As she contemplates capturing a woman among them, she realizes the potential consequences of her actions and lets the woman escape. Tomo successfully captures one thief, ready to interrogate and continue her mission with enthusiasm. Makoto sighed deeply as he observed Tomo, who had mistakenly captured a disguised man and killed two others. Mio was cleaning up the aftermath, and a bewildered villager sat nearby. Makoto, having picked up a girl during his walk, explained that she was not a prostitute but rather a character playing the role of a troubled villager. Tomo's blunders continued as she failed to perform a proper body check on the captive, leading to the discovery that the disguised man was, in fact, a woman. Makoto emphasized the importance of prioritizing safety over drama, and the group attempted to reassure the frightened villager. Amidst the chaos, Makoto questioned the notion of the goddess's blessing and the discrimination faced by those unable to speak the common language. Determined to resist the goddess's influence, Makoto vowed to find his parents and confront the goddess herself. When they returned, Mio found young master looking tired and Tomo-san seeming meek. In the room, a girl they had brought earlier was sleeping. Another woman with a covered face seemed unfriendly. Mio thought that interrogating a man would be better for young master. The woman must be a companion of the two unpleasant people they encountered earlier. Young master and Tomo-san decided to interrogate her, and Mio observed quietly. Young master's expression was different, and it intrigued Mio. The interrogation involved mist and translations, and it seemed successful. Young master was disinterested, but Mio felt a strong pressure from him. After the interrogation, Mio asked if they were done, and young master returned to his usual self, expressing his dislike for the taste of the situation. Tomo-san mentioned it going into a route she loves. They discussed plans for the next day, and Mio expressed her desire to sleep. Young master revealed they would be searching for the missing girl, and Mio and Tomo-san were not pleased about going without sleep or food. After he fell asleep, Tomo and Mio discuss about young master's mysterious behavior, and Tomo-san reveals her ability to see memories. Tomo-san mentions young master's intense reaction to the portrait of the missing girl's sister. Despite not having much information, they decide to focus on completing the mission to find the missing girl and reassure young master. Mio appreciates the need for a positive atmosphere during their journey and uses her shadow blending technique to proceed with the mission. The emotional tone is a mix of curiosity, concern, and determination as they navigate the complexities of young master's past and the current mission.
That time where it all started.
The young master drives a carriage and talks to a girl named Rhinon. The young master shares a made-up story about obtaining goods from a monster settlement through a misty encounter. Rhinon, curious and somewhat suspicious, questions him about the unusual fruits he possesses. The young master tries to convince her of the story's truth, and Rhinon, still uncertain, decides to accompany him to the commerce area. There they face the curious gazes of others, and Rhinon hesitates to enter. The young master encounters a person from the commerce area who questions his business. He communicates through writing due to his inability to speak and briefly explains. Makoto successfully sells the mysterious fruits to the men in the commerce area, impressing them with the unique and delicious produce. Despite the initial confusion about Rhinon being considered a slave, the misunderstanding is cleared, and the merchant apologizes. The men sample the fruits and express admiration for their quality. The young master negotiates a selling price, settling at 500 gold coins for the 16 boxes of fruits. He inwardly laughs at the possibility of the fruits being resold at a much higher price. Rhinon, shocked by the substantial amount, regains composure and leads the carriage back to the inn, carrying the newfound wealth of 500 million yen. The Makoto contemplates his unexpected success in the commerce area. Returning to the inn, the young master finds the assassin Wani-san missing. Appreciating the freedom, he sprawls on the bed, reflecting on his luxurious thoughts. Rhinon is also absent, claiming she'll return to her house. Using his Isekai, he eavesdrops on Rinan's conversation with a man in the distance. The man seeks information about the young master but receives little from Rinan. The conversation turns to the attack carriage and the mysterious cargo, priced at 500 gold coins. Rinan pleads to meet her missing sister, and the man proposes one last job in exchange. Suppressing his anger, the young master decides to sleep, contemplating his actions upon awakening. When he does, Tomo, Mio, and the woman from the portrait, along with Rinan, greet him. The story takes an unexpected turn with the reappearance of the missing sister.
What really happened while Makoto's sleeping?
In a distant place, a group of adventurers embarked on a journey to explore uncharted territories. Their goal was to reach the rumored volcano belt, said to be inhabited by elder dwarfs and potentially holding valuable treasures. However, their expeditions turned into a series of failures and losses. The protagonist, once a promising adventurer, faced financial ruin, leading to a desperate situation. Struggling against powerful adversaries, she longed to obtain a sacred dagger from her ancestors, which was lost due to a past failure. Just when she thought all was lost, two mysterious figures, Tomo and Mio, appeared and rescued her from the clutches of despair. Yet, their arrival also brought unexpected complications, involving a powerful adversary named Ace and revelations about their true abilities, leading to a tense confrontation. Tomo and Mio, the two strong girls, had a fierce battle with Ace and his gang. They effortlessly defeated everyone with their incredible powers, causing chaos and destruction. Toa, who was rescued by them, watched in awe as the two girls argued over who defeated more enemies. In a strange competition, they destroyed the entire base and left only one inn standing. Toa, along with her little sister, found themselves facing the mysterious young master whom Tomo and Mio served. The scene was a mix of fear, confusion, and awe as the destructive power of the two girls left a lasting impact on everyone present.
Return to our protagonist.
Makoto, after discovering the destruction caused by Tomo and Mio, felt a mix of anger and frustration. In an attempt to teach the two girls a lesson, he devised a plan involving a specially made arrow and his frustration with their actions. He used the bow and arrow to launch them away, hoping they would reflect on their actions. The chaotic situation left Makoto contemplating his next steps and worrying about the consequences of their actions. Despite the chaos, he managed to gather the survivors and decided to escort them to the next town, hoping for a safer place. The emotions of frustration, urgency, and a desire for a safer environment were prevalent in Makoto's actions and decisions. Makoto and his group, including Mio and Rinan, decided to move towards Siege. Along the way, they encounter a group of rare monster, the Ruby Eye. Despite its strength and toxicity, Makoto suggests leaving it to the adventurers, but they express their inability to handle it. Mio, who has had a previous unpleasant encounter with a similar monster, refuses to deal with it and asks Makoto to take care of the situation. Despite his initial hesitation, Makoto decides to handle the Ruby Eye, feeling a bit conflicted about his abilities. Makoto impressively defeats a group of Ruby Eye monsters with his exceptional archery skills, surprising his fellow travelers. Despite their initial doubts, Makoto proves his abilities and even dismisses the idea that his bow has any magical enhancements. The group continues their journey to Siege, where Toa-san reports a base called Zeno has been destroyed, withholding the true details of Makoto's involvement. The adventurers express mixed feelings about the base's demise, revealing the darker side of the world they inhabit. As they finally reach Siege, the town brings a mix of relief and curiosity for Makoto and his companions. They visit the Adventurer Guild to report the destruction of their previous base. Zeno, despite the base's demise, the group seems unaffected, and Makoto decides to re-register Tomo and Mio at the guild in Siege. While waiting for the guild official, Makoto notices a high-ranked request left unclaimed and decides to take it. The request is from Rembrandt Company, asking for Ruby Eye eyes. Excited about the potential reward, Makoto plans to collect the eyes and make connections with the company. As they discuss their plans, Toa and her companions return from completing a quest and express gratitude to Makoto for their increased levels and ranks. Makoto suggests a farewell party to celebrate their success, leaving Toa and the others eager to join. The day ends with the group looking forward to a meal at a bar-like place, marking the beginning of their separate journeys in Siege. A couple of moments later, they arrived at a hotel to enjoy a delightful dinner at a meat-focused restaurant. Makoto is overjoyed to discover a dish called manga meat which he had only dreamed of before coming to this world. His excitement brings tears to his eyes as he savors the delicious flavors. The group cheers and toasts to their meeting in Siege. The dwarf girl, impressed by Makoto's enthusiastic eating, offers to treat them all to the meal. However, Toa suggests splitting the bill among the four of them. The dinner is filled with laughter, lively conversations, and the joy of sharing a delicious meal. Despite Makoto's unique way of eating, the elf girl seems to be observing him with curiosity. Meanwhile, Mio indulges in the various dishes, enjoying the flavors. The atmosphere is festive, and everyone looks forward to a memorable night in Siege. The dwarf girl, who is usually herbivorous, becomes animated and boisterous after consuming alcohol. Makoto shares his plans to use the ruby eyes for a guild request, aiming to make connections with a person from a company. The young proper man expresses excitement about surprising everyone at the guild the next day. Meanwhile, the elf girl remains curious about Makoto's archery techniques and praises the uniqueness of Japanese archery. As the dwarf girl, now thoroughly drunk, approaches Makoto with a belligerent gaze, she recognizes Makoto's strength and challenges him to an arm wrestling contest. With Reinen as the referee, Makoto effortlessly wins, surprising everyone. The dwarf girl takes the defeat in good spirits and continues to enjoy the evening. To playfully remarks on Makoto's noble-like manner of speaking, and she expresses her desire to visit Makoto's lodging the following night for contact information.
Somewhere far.
In the bustling imperial city, a festival called the Revelation of the Goddess has brought excitement to the kingdom of Limia. In this world, where the demon race poses a significant threat, the humans had faced devastating defeats. However, an unexpected oracle from the goddess promised a hero to aid them in the battle against the demons. Otanashi Hibiki, a girl from another world, is chosen as the hero and appears in Limia's temple. Despite initial bewilderment, the priests and people rejoice at the return of the goddess. Hibiki, endowed with blessings and tools, including a sacred treasure, learns of her role to exterminate the demon race. As she navigates the unfamiliar surroundings, she grapples with her decision to leave her previous world behind for this new heroic journey. Now she was, the chosen hero, started to felt uneasy about the overwhelming magic power bestowed upon her. Concerned that it might reveal her strength to potential enemies, she decided to learn how to conceal it. Eager to understand her abilities, she proposed a sparring match, impressing the people around her. The king acknowledged her as a hero and explained the ongoing skirmishes with the demon race. During a training session, Hibiki demonstrated exceptional sword skills, leaving the knights astonished. Despite a broken sword, she maintained her composure, expressing admiration for their combat techniques. The prince, captivated by her strength and beauty, pledged to win her heart. Meanwhile, Hibiki's smile was merely a response to the prince's intense gaze, and there was no hidden agenda behind it.
Somewhere other part of the world,
a boy named Tomoki with golden hair and white clothes meets a beautiful woman who claims to be a goddess. The goddess reveals that she needs his help in protecting her world from demons, but Tomoki, feeling powerless due to being bullied and having difficulties in his life, initially declines. However, enticed by the promise of special powers and a chance to escape his troubles, he eventually agrees to become a hero. The goddess grants him various abilities, including a powerful body, magic powers, and a unique skill. Excited by the prospect of being strong and admired, Tomoki sets off to the goddess's world. In that world, a princess struggles with doubts about the goddess's reliability and questions the value of divine protection. Despite her reservations, she decides to support the hero, Tomoki, in the hope of defeating the demons and protecting her people.
And that's it for today, guys. This is End of Wandering in the Ends of the World arc. See you on next arc and stay tuned for more videos. Until then, goodbye.